Meditation tip 150, revenge. Guys, try to realize today and notice that revenge will never work out good for you, okay? And it might be like a temporary fix that you think is going to change something that happened, but it's not. And the reason is because the person that did something to you is unconscious, because they wouldn't be doing that to you if they were conscious, okay? So that's the first thing. So you turning to revenge or whatever is saying that you're going to go back to the level of that person and become unconscious enough so that you can pay them back. But a conscious person will realize that, okay, this person is very unconscious and terrible things happen. Like people kill each other, people murder people, people take people, like that's reality, right? Like things happen like that. People bomb each other. And the problem is when you try to get revenge is you bring back or down your state of consciousness to another person's level. You have to realize that if everybody kept doing that, like putting revenge, then basically it's like anytime something happens, another person drops their consciousness and goes down and does a terrible thing to another person. And that's basically what we're living right now. That's how reality or like our world is, right? Because we're a bunch of unconscious people that just like feel like if something happens to us, we have to go and be bitter and do the thing to another person, because that's what the ego does. It feels like destroyed or feels upset, and it feels weak because someone altered something in your life. And that's what the ego feels like. Your life is such a big deal. But if you really are conscious and you understand that things like this happen in reality, and yes, it might suck really bad, okay? Like you might feel like terrible, but if you work on yourself more than trying to do things on the outer, like gain revenge, I guarantee you not only will you heal quicker, but you'll impact so many more people that way. And yeah, sometimes people choose revenge, and that's because we're like, it's tough, right? Things happen that are terrible. But if you really notice and really work on your consciousness and self-mastery, then you have to notice that these things will happen and people will do shitty things to you sometimes, but it's because they're so consumed unconsciously that they don't even know what the fuck they're doing, okay? Like, they're so low in consciousness that they act like zombies and evil monsters, but in real sense, that's not who they are either, but they don't know that. They don't know how to act differently. That's their level of consciousness, and that's why they do those things. But if you're working on yourself and becoming a master of yourself, then you have to notice that that does happen, and these types of people are going to be doing these things to each other. The more of us that can actually stay conscious and realize, okay, me doing something to another person now doesn't make sense, okay? So try to notice this today and really sit down and observe this and really question, like, what is this going to do for you if you do seek revenge, and so on. And of course, that doesn't mean go and sit while people abuse you or whatever, right? Like, take the necessary actions, but just try not to get consumed by another person's unconsciousness, and then they affect you and your life for a whole year or a couple weeks or a couple days, whatever. Like, your internal state should be the most sacred thing possible. If something affects that, go and change it back, and not by going and beating up that person, just taking the time and realizing that, again, you let something from the outside upset you. And yeah, so try to notice that today and try to work on that. And yeah, leave me some comments, guys. Share this video, subscribe, and peace.